my beautiful Pisces. This is Scully Sati. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel to see what I see for the second half of April. And for you guys, I chose the Tarot Illuminati deck because you guys are a water sign, and this has lots of blues and greens, and it's very magical, like you guys. So I wanted to just use that because it's one of my favorite decks. So let's see what's going on for you guys for the second half of April. So I did throw some cards down already, and I am seeing that you guys have been dealing with a little bit of tumultuous energy, which seems like it's going to be continuing on for you, unfortunately, for the second half of April. You guys look as though you were thinking about, levels of commitment with a relationship. And I feel like where you guys are at now is kind of at this this place where there's a lot of bickering, a lot of fighting going on. There could be competition with things, okay? And when I say competition, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a third-party situation. This could be competition with, career, work, kids, all that other stuff that may be taking attention away from this relationship that you guys are in, okay? I feel like, it looks as though you've been really contemplating maybe walking away from something, okay? And this could be, this could be like a long-standing marriage, or maybe even just a relationship that's relatively new, but just where you are getting to a point where the fighting and the tension is becoming a little bit too much for you to want to handle. Because what you're really seeking is love, right? Two of Cups is all about that romantic love, that balance. Twos are balanced, right? It's a good partnership. And what I'm seeing here is that maybe there's been some, there's been some fighting. There's been some tension going on here. Maybe even some, like a little bit of sneaky behavior on one or both parts, where it's just feeling as though you're second guessing this particular situation. And you might be considering how it would be to be single. The Nine of Pentacles card is like my happy singles card. So you may be at a point where you're like, would I be happier if I didn't have to deal with this tension, right? I think we've all been there. And sometimes we do have to put ourselves first and make those decisions to be able to start thinking about what it is we truly want in a mate, okay? Now with the Lovers card, this goes perfectly with what we're talking about, perhaps romantic relationships that are being really under review right now. But it's also about decisions. The Lovers card is about sometimes having to choose between two people. But I feel like more in this case, what I'm seeing is more about, deciding whether or not to be single or whether to keep putting the work into this relationship that's been kind of troublesome lately. Yeah, and that's highlighted by this Two of Swords. Indecision, feeling like there are two choices that you are torn between, okay? Not really knowing what is the right way for this. I feel like what you're really looking for is that solid family foundation that the Ten of Pentacles offers, okay? Like really feeling that secure relationship, that kind of relationship that you could see yourself growing old in. And I'm feeling like because there's a lot of tension lately, you're not really feeling like this is like the happiest time for you. And what you're seeking is the Sun. You do want to have, something that is really ruled by joy, something that really makes you smile, makes you feel warm on the inside, okay? Yeah, you're looking for that Ten of Cups energy, that happy family, Let me just dig a little bit deeper to see if this particular relationship that you guys might be in right now, if this is something that is able to be worked on. Yeah, I feel like for some of you guys, you might be comparing it to something from the past, a first love, or, just an ex-lover in general. And maybe you are comparing what you have right now to something that is from the past. And, you might be feeling like this current one is imbalanced, like it's missing, if you got the stability, maybe it's missing the romantic part of it, or the lack of passion, I'm feeling like that's what's going on for a lot of you guys. And I'm also feeling like for some of you, there is definitely some sneaky behavior going on. Okay. Now this could be from your part where maybe you got back in touch with some kind of an ex from the past and that kind of like spurred on the comparison between the present and the past. Or it could be that, you know, sneaky behavior in terms of, you know, manipulation, mind games that's going on between you and your mate right now that is making you feel very ill at ease, making you feel like you're not very secure in the relationship right now. And yeah, Four of Pentacles, it's about foundations with money, but it's also about being greedy with holding on to people or things that, you know, are kind of begging to be let go of. And I feel like, you know, what I'm picking up on is that for some of you, you are comparing what you have right now to a lover from the past. And maybe some of you guys are not letting this go completely. Or this person's not letting you go and they could be continuing to contact you after you've told them that, you know, no, I'm married, I'm not interested. But you're dealing with somebody that is definitely, I feel like you're missing passion. You know, if you're in a relationship right now and you're comparing it to the past, it's because you're missing that passion, that passionate exchange that the King of Wands offers. So the person that you may be thinking about from the past would have been somebody that, you know, King of Wands can sometimes be a player. They're ones that tend to be very fiery, so they attract a lot of people to them. And, you know, they're typically very good lovers, you know, so if you're missing some passion in your current stable relationship, I feel like that's what it is. It's more about the lack of passion and maybe, you know, not being able to connect physically with your current partner might be what's causing the arguments and the tension right now. Yeah, and I feel like there's some hidden motives here. There's something here that's not being illuminated just yet, okay? But I'm feeling like for the second half of April, Pisces, I feel like some things are going to become a little bit more clear to you. Pay great attention to your dreams. Look out for the symbolism because the moon is all about using your intuition, being able to decipher symbolism to figure out what's going on in the real life, the waking life, okay? This is also about somebody trying to hold on to somebody else with guilt. And because we got that Four of Pentacles earlier, I am feeling like, you know, if you are being pursued by somebody from the past, this person could perhaps be making you feel obligated to talk to them. And what's intriguing you about them is maybe the good sex you guys had in the past or just that passionate, toxic exchange that you had, which is more of a shakeup than what you're dealing with right now. Okay. Yeah, because I feel like you want to get back into feeling something, you know? What I'm picking up on, just from what I'm looking at these cards and what I'm feeling, is I'm feeling like the ones that I'm tapping into, you are currently in some kind of a partnership, and you've been reconsidering it lately because of the lack of passion, the lack of emotion going on with it, and that's been causing you guys some tension. Where you're just wondering, like, is this really what I want to have for the rest of my life, you know? And maybe you start to romanticize, you know, something from the past. What I would urge you to do, though, is, you know, to remember that an ex is an ex for a reason, right? So just kind of going over what didn't work out by that past relationship, you know, because sometimes when we have a relationship that's really built on passion or on strong emotions, we're lacking the stability. You know, and what I'm feeling for some of you guys is that you have the stability, right? And it's a little bit mundane for you guys. It's very routine, a little bit monotonous maybe, and you're a little bit bored with it. And that might have, you know, kind of sparked this conflict. You know, sometimes we initiate some kind of conflict just to be able to, you know, it's almost like a pinch to ourselves to make us feel alive again, awake. And I'm feeling like what I'm tapping into is that there are some people here that are probably married or in a long-term relationship that you're a little bit bored. You're bored, and so, you know, you might have sparked some conflict. Part of it is because you're comparing to something from the past. For some of you, I feel like somebody from the past has contacted you, or you've gotten back in contact with somebody from the past, and this has made you reconsider where you're at with your current relationship. So what I would urge you to do before you make any kind of big decisions, because I do see that with that Two of Swords that, you know, some of you are feeling very indecisive with that, I would definitely urge you guys to do a pros and cons list for each person. You know, do a list of what your perfect mate would look like, and then compare each of those with, you know, this list that you're coming up with to see what really matters to you, okay? Because what I'm picking up on is that it's boredom, you know, it's a desire for passion reignited, you know, for some good sex to happen again, for some connection, emotional connection. And, you know, sometimes what that does is that makes us, you know, look at the past with illusions. And you got that Moon card too, you know, looking at it through, you know, an illusory, you know, type of view where you're just thinking like, oh yeah, I remember, you know, all this good passion. I remember, you know, the heavy exchanges we had. But if you really start to think about it a little bit more, you might remember those heavy exchanges, you know, that kind of tumultuous energy and emotions was what was your doom, right? That's what did your relationship in. Maybe that's why you had to walk away from it in the past. So that's what I'm picking up on for you guys. I feel like, you know, the ones I'm tapping into, you're in a current relationship, you might be a little bit bored with it, you're seeking some kind of, you know, break from the stagnation of it, and you might be comparing it to something from the past. Somebody from the past might actually be around you. And what I would definitely urge you to do for these last couple of weeks of April is to really try to remove yourself from the emotion of it and really try to look at it logically so you can see what really matters before you make any big decisions, okay? All right, my beautiful Pisces, I hope that was helpful. Feel free to leave positive comments below, and you are always welcome to reach me for a private reading by reaching out to the contact information that I have posted. Thanks so much, Pisces. I look forward to getting back with you guys at the beginning of May for the first half of May. Thanks, guys. Bye.